Hello， 大家好，这里是先森，欢迎收看我的公鸡神探游戏实况第13集。
Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
是啊，灰白的世界突然有了一点绿色。
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us, and Natasha too.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
哦，看看，哦，还挺多。那我们一个一个看过来。
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
也可能两个都有哦。
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
你们俩行了。
Oh, yeah, it's true.
宅
Is
邸。
this a mansion? Or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, old Wessler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage.
也不一定啊，这种有钱人这么大个家，可能他也没有去过所有的地方呢。看看老鼠骑士温室。
Oh, this place has its own greenhouse. What do you think's inside?
100% humidity and unbearable heat.
Oh, not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monster.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right?
Ah.
Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
马蒂居然会害怕。老鼠骑士，哦，
Huh, one of Wessler's ancestors, maybe.
Wessler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
哦，对，他说他要金盆洗手。
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
所以故事、历史都是惊人的相似啊，最终好像没有一个大佬能真正金盆洗手啊，
Yeah.
都是死于非命，是吧？这说明什么啊？想要好好活着，就不要当什么黑帮大佬。
Hey, not so fast, chickens. Please excuse my partner. We didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
还装呢？只能跟你聊是不是？那就聊，谁怕谁啊？
Look who's here.
What a surprise! Our biggest fans.
What do you think? Should we give them our autographs?
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh, yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Is that right, Gabriel?
哇，他的脾气还是蛮好的。
Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
就可惜带了一个脑子比较差的小弟，不然很有可能做二把手，哎，很有那个感觉啊。
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys.
好，那我们进去，不
This
跟你
must
废
lead
话。
to Wessler and Natasha's suite.
Let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen.
Yeah.
Then maybe we'll need the guns. But I hope it won't come to that.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay.
Yeah, just don't let it be us.
啊，我们还是要法治啊，墙壁、建筑、台阶啊。
It's like the vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
什么人类消失之后是吗？
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah, it is.
This place is incredible, but it kinda gives me the creeps.
Because you know what lies behind the beauty.
With Natasha, too?
I haven't decided yet.
Huh. I wasn't expecting to see Olivia here.
She's real close to Wessler. But how much does she know?
Much more than me, I guess.
That wouldn't be hard.
聊聊。
Ah, what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin.
Huh?
Don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
哦，他在保护他们，
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss.
或者说
We
他
have to
想
talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
What do they not understand, Olivia? So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
所以 Olivia 应该是一个知情者。
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss Katsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katsenko.
好，等会儿先看看吧。Olivia 想把我们赶出 Wessler 的宅邸，奇怪，她似乎在担心我们的安危。是的，感觉她很想保护我们。
You know, I had a dream before we came here. I saw Natasha with a bloody mouth and red claws.
And? What does that tell you?
I don't know, Marty. I admit it. I haven't been this on edge for a long time.
I'm just angry. Truth is, I'm not entirely sure why.
Your sense of justice kicking in?
More like my sense of don't fuck with the chicken police.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's rather furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Savas.
Wild gods!
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah,
Cold, stiff Deborah.
please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
是哦，整个游戏就是发生在一个晚上的事情而已。
I was just telling the gentlemen that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys. Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
我觉得他要把我们俩干掉了。
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Please, follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So long, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
Goodbye。那我们是要上去了吗？哦，没人可以聊了。哎
I tried to warn you.
Thanks, Olivia.
，Olivia 说带不动。两个不知好歹、不知天高地厚的人。Natasha 想把我们从 Wessler 家赶出去，可是为什么呢？他在担心我们吗？还是说他另有玄机？我觉得他就是在担心你们俩啊，他们都在担心你们俩。Albert， 哦，终于把画像更新成这个了。Fine。哦，我们终于进来了，看一眼。
This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something?
No, just thinking aloud.
哎，哦，又是一本《Farewell from Falls》。好，我们来看一下这个附加藏品啊，《Farewell from the Falls》，别了公鸡。Sonny Faisland 和 Marty Matrick 共事的最后一个案子，他们见证了神秘跟踪者缸中绅士的回归。Sonny 的性命危在旦夕，有人撬了辫子，公鸡神探一拍两散，而血腥的暴乱将利爪士逼到了崩坏边缘，节奏明快，震撼又无情。这就是这套小说的最终番《公鸡神探》第10卷。啊，这就是他给娜塔莎画的画像，
This painting.
蛮好看的。
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand up.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's...
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
你们俩一唱一和，配合挺好。
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit. It's unbelievable how much trouble one single painting can make.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, detective.
I'll make it clear for you soon enough. Be patient, Mr. Wessler.
Even my patience has its limits, you know.
哦，对，他缺在这里，缺的一角。还有啥吗？高贵的床，床头柜。
Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
他们俩开始阴阳怪气了。
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that.
哦，
Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really. Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
阿尔伯特说：“你们俩好烦啊！
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
看看
Do you
枪，
keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree.
这个应该是我们的最后一场对话了，所以我们尽可能把信息都看一下。Fine.
Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we gonna flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after
不是一
someone
个晚上，是
tried to
2个
kill
晚
us
上。
several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
可以询问了，终于。
I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did
互
the
相
same
伤
thing?
害啊！
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
哇，
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
哈，
About the painting.
Yeah. My brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but, still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself. This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who'd you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No. I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
And you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
Eh, I have no idea.
这个他已经装不下去了。
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
哦，我们要盘问他了吗？
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly and quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
啊，
we visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha.
我突然觉得这个 Albert 并不是很聪明啊。
More like a confession.
In which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad, insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
How dare
Just
you?
tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
是啊，我也听够了，
You're
快
just
说
a
吧。
cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
哇，这两句很微妙，也就是说，猫琴科真的是很爱伊本，并不是因为他是老鼠，因为他恨老鼠，但是他爱伊本，是这个感觉啊。啊，可以盘问啦，终于 ，finally。啊，哎呀，这是说不过就要打我
Albert
们
is
是
an
吗？
imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
可以了，要化疗了，继续化疗。我们看看冒牌货，要削弱气场。
What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
哦，新印象善于摆布，你想把是吗？你
You wanted to wrap everyone around your dirty little fingers, didn't you?
I couldn't involve anyone. You have to understand. No one besides myself, of course.
So, you included yourself in the plan. And did you agree with you?
Do you think it's funny, Santino? The position I'm in? Do you think I did it for power?
You wanted to rule over something, didn't you? Especially over Natasha.
I wanted to rule my fate. My actions, my will, myself. And yeah, then over everyone else who ever did me wrong, or who I once loved.
Such selflessness.
Selflessness? Yeah, don't make fun of yourself, Sonny. Selflessness is the refuge of the weak and cowardly. Yeah, tell me.
哦有
No, Mr. Wessler, but it's not about me.
You see? You two are just hypocrites, pathetic statues. But under your stone skids, yeah, you're nothing but rotting corpses.
哎，开始口出恶言啦。
Have you ever thought that maybe you should have become a psychologist?
Yeah, you won't be laughing for long, Santino. I guarantee it.
新印象残酷，你为什么要杀害一本？为什么不是残害一本生气，控制别人拔掉？开心吗？该。
Did you enjoy tearing out your own brother's tongue? How did it feel?
Yeah, you think you know everything, don't ya? You know nothing. It was the sacrifice of a lifetime. But most are too cowardly to act when the time comes.
On the contrary, it's a cowardly act. Is that why you hate yourself so much, Albert?
Don't call me that, you hear?
I can't help it. That's your name.
Albert Whistler's dead, Mr. Featherland.
我怎么觉得我们在激怒他？嗯，
What made you think you could deceive Natasha?
Because Natasha loved Ibn in her own unique way. Yeah, and if there's anything that can blind an animal, it's love and hate. Everything revolves around these two things, Mr. Featherland.
Is everything black and white to you?
No. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Everything's gray in this world. Only
Love and hate?
I see you understand now, Sonny. Yeah, we're not that different, you and I.
所以这个世界才是灰色的，是吗？
Albert, you're everything I'm not. And I'm everything you're not, believe me.
Yeah, if that makes it easier for you, Detective.
哦，还行还行。
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr.
哎呀，他
Featherland?
在手抖哎
It。was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
Is what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
啊，伊本不会是他的另外一个人格吧？
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him. When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
我看到他说这段话的时候，就全程老人看手机表情啊，他就是个情痴吗？他
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
这什么霸道总裁的台词啊？
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
什么东西啊？富商，你喜欢牵着所有的动物鼻子走，你做什么才让一本决心把你关起来？你只是个冒牌货。
What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up?
That's a sharp turn, Detective.
It just came to me, you know? Where did it all start? Where did all the hate and jealousy come from?
Jealousy? What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Albert. Alone, locked up at the end of the world, while your brother is one of the most influential figures of Clawville, driving an expensive car, living in a mansion, with the city's most desirable woman in his bed. Why wouldn't you be jealous?
Yeah, Albert was jealous of Ibn. Maybe he still is. But I understand why he did it. Albert was beyond control and dangerous.
所以他也不是那个阿尔伯特的人格。
What does that mean exactly?
Albert did our mother wrong. Poor old Mom. She never hurt a fly. But Albert couldn't take that she was praising his brother all the time while Albert was just an unsuccessful, foolish, poor painter.
What did you do to her, Albert?
Albert killed her. It looked like an accident, but Ibn knew it wasn't. That was the last straw. Albert had to be locked up, and he agreed. He never said no to his brother.
But he never forgot who did this to him either.
Ibn was really good to him. Visited him every week. Did everything he could. Even introduced Natasha in the end.
And that was his downfall.
Both of them, Sonny. And yours, too.
你更恨一本还是你自己的阿尔伯特？你是什么时候决定我们两个也要死的呢？
Did you hate Ibn or yourself more, Albert?
Albert hated himself the most ever since he was born. He idolized Ibn. But every time his brother stood before him, he saw what he could have been himself if he had enough strength. But he didn't. Albert had always been a coward, a pitiful nobody.
And now?
Finally, there's no more Albert. And no more Eben either. It's only me, and for both of them, I'm perfect.
Can it be that the fear is making you say these things, Albert?
Stop calling me that.
I have to call you something. What should I call you? What name should I use?
I don't know anymore. I don't.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
哦，看看，我们要借他老底。如果你还有点骨气，娜塔莎对你很好吧？啊，不要逼得太狠。
Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do.
I knew Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
啊，告诉他真相还不晚。
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
看得出来，确实是个文艺青年出身啊，真是出口成
You
章。
know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the
我
same.
不懂啊。
And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
不咋地，生疏太远。不算太糟，不算太好，你可以做得更好呀。重要线索：阿尔伯特就是伊本·威斯勒本人。那疯子取代了他兄弟的位置，并打算为他马虎的计划收尾。如果现在不抓他的话，可能就来不及了。虽然表面上看起来他用的手段都挺毒辣，但是这么一聊，阿尔伯特本人好像又不是那种很毒的人，就感觉他也是有一些那种文艺青年的优柔寡断在里面，就是那种感觉。那我们要不要再来？不要了吧，继续吧。怎么，你要干掉我们啊？Who die？ 好强啊！
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target?
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly...
The cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
Do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
啊 ，Olivia 不会是什么警察的卧底吧？
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
靠谱。
Monica.
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
局长听不下去了。
Yes, boss.
don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed.
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
哦，啊，这是最后一个场景了，解锁成就。啊，我刚刚看到谁？海鸥。来搞消息了，搞大新闻了。当阿尔伯特全盘托出后，娜塔莎在最后一刻救了我们的命。好吧，事情就这样，但是真的结束了吗？又是这个开放式的问句，真是让人意外啊！最后是他扣动扳机救了我们。当然了，若不是他，我们也不会落得现在这个处境。哎，说的也是啊。莫妮卡知道我们在干什么，而且及时给我们报信。若不是他的话，Westler 的手下早就用枪把我们打成筛子了。靠谱小莫啊 ！Blood Boil， 那老头又小又多毛的心终于软化了吗？而这一切只需要一个黑帮帝国垮台即可，仅此而已啊！哦 ，Albert。阿尔伯特不惜一切代价，为了不让别人发现他的秘密，但为时已晚。娜塔莎察觉到了他有点不对劲，而阿尔伯特也知道自己瞒不了了。简单，太简单了。你是觉得这个案子还不够说明现在的状况是吗？哎呀，那我们先。
I don't know if I've ever seen Monica in daylight.
This means she's real, not just the ghost of the police station.
So, you can finally ask her out on a date.
I didn't even hear that.
你究竟给他搞了多少拉郎配啊？
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those furheads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me.
哦，
How did you know we were here?
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you like you are my own nestlings.
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
够了 ，Marty。
Don't get used to it, Marty.
好，看看局长。
Damn, I wouldn't have thought it, but I'm glad the old hound's here.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
Santino, You're doing that on purpose?
没有啦。
No, sir. Never, sir.
Then get the fuck out of here.
解锁成就是吗？就是成功惹怒局长的成就。
What will happen to her now?
I don't know, Marty. I have no idea.
我们先跟这个蒂莫西咸海水聊聊。
Ah, look what garbage the wind brought in.
Good God, is this guy everywhere?
说明人家是合格的记者。
Our faithful chronicler.
I swear I'm gonna hang him someday.
啊，马上就来搞个
How
大
the
新
hell
闻
did
了
you。find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Clock off, Tim.
Hey!
啊，有求于人就听听。
Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole Wessler empire. They say...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that.
来，最后和娜塔莎聊一下。
So, what now?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything,
Yes, I know where to find you.
see you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am,
Goodbye, detectives. And what about you, Sonny?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days. I'll try to forget.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do.
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now.
Yes, I think you're right.
那接下来我们要干嘛？啊？哦，可多人站在这儿了，来，跟你这个嚣张的手下聊一聊。
please tell me there's gonna be a glorious shootout.
If we're lucky, Marty. If we're lucky.
没有这个 lucky 了，小狗狗帮我看着你们。
Gentlemen,
Gentlemen?
we're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this, rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
你们在逗人家。
Amazing.
I hope we'll meet again, gentlemen.
So do I, Shakespeare. And while you're sitting in your cell, you could teach your famous manners to your friend, too.
真的真的。
Maybe I will, Mr. Featherland.
I certainly hope so, pal.
好，我们来跟小狗狗聊聊。
Look at that. The
Sure,
mongrel
Goku.
caught himself some big game.
Now he can wag his tail.
Yuck.
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco. Nice catch, Bosco. You can mount them on your wall as trophies.
Yeah, I wish I could, Sonny.
你说这个有什么用啊？小狗狗很遵守规矩的好吗？
Do you think she was part of it?
I don't think so, Marty. She seemed entirely honest. Maybe she was the only one who was honest with us the whole time.
You may be right. Hey, Olivia.
Marty?
I just, wanted to thank you
For what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employee is dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
所以她真的是他的前女友是吗？
If there's anything at all.
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
哦，那我们还能去哪儿啊？所有人都聊过啦。
See you at the PD?
At the PD, Mon.
道别了。娜塔莎呢？
Thank you.
We thank you, Natasha. You saved our lives.
But it was also me who endangered you in the first place, right?
Well, I won't argue about that.
哦，还有什么可聊的吗？啊，这不是 Thelma 吗？
What about him? How the hell did he wind up here?
I don't know, but it's suspicious.
You think someone hired him?
Could be.
那就聊聊呗。
You. What are you doing here?
I was just driving around. You know.
骗鬼呢？
Trying to feed your grandpa? So, was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations and it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you, whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
所以他的雇主是谁呢？
I think I have an idea who hired you, Phil.
娜塔莎吗？还是
Stop
Olivia？
it right there.
Oh, are you afraid your reaction would give you away?
You wish, pal.
So, here they are,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen. The Chicken Police in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim. Drop it and cluck off.
Oh, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
哦，局长发话了。
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir, we'll try.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police. Say cheese.
Cheese。哎，啊，这应该就是结局了吧？Birds of a feather flock， 什么 Whistler， 什么 blame for。The hustle 什么 Whistler is dead 啊。Send to the Sentinel Featherland 啊，就总之讲他们摧毁了这个。哦，真的是结局了。我们应该是打出了其中一个比较皆大欢喜的结局啊。这个游戏玩下来怎么说呢？我觉得它优点还是很突出的，对吧？比方说它这个角色都是非常精心的去设计的，一个人的说话方式啊，他对话的内容，还有配音的口音啊，都让你很快能够抓住这个角色的特征。比方说他的性格是优柔寡断啊，还是比较直接鲁莽，或者说他的社会地位，他是一个平民还是上流人士等等。那这是他内在的一个设计。那我们最能够直接感受到的外在的部分，这个游戏本身的美术、它的音乐、它的场景的绘制啊、人物的形象都是做得非常怎么说精致。但是画风这个事情可能会比较见仁见智啊。之前就有一位观众跟我说，他觉得动物的头安在人类身上看起来非常诡异啊，这个我完全可以理解。一个就是说这种画风它确实很难避免让一部分玩家会产生这个恐怖谷效应。二就是说这种 furry game 对吧，带有受人控性质的游戏本身玩家对它喜好就是非常两极化的，对吧？喜欢的人很喜欢，不喜欢的人可能都不明白为什么会有人喜欢这种游戏，所以这是很正常的。那接下来我谈谈我个人认为它做的不合我意的地方。首先就是剧情真的是实在是有点老套啊，有的伏笔甚至都不能叫伏笔，因为它真是太明显，就一猜就中。还有就是前半段的节奏太慢， 谜语人太多。准确来说，就是我觉得他在吊人胃口的这个环节没有做到张弛有度，所以说就很容易让玩家失去耐心。然后就是他这个盘问的玩法，话聊系统，对吧？不是很容易上手，说实话。玩家至少是我吧，首先得适应这个游戏的调性，要对这个游戏的整个行文风格啊，或者说文学风格有一个基本掌握之后，才能理解他每个问答背后到底想要表达什么。但是可能当你最终适应的时候，这个游戏一大半就已经过去了，而且吧，这个话聊的玩法可以说是游戏性很低了，所以严格来说，这个游戏没有太多文字的冒险部分，基本上还是定义为一个视觉小说吧。但也正是因为这样，我觉得它需要在叙事结构和手法上多加注意啊。毕竟有很多游戏的故事本身是很老套的，但是得学着去把电子游戏这个媒介特性，就它独有的这个互动性和讲故事这件事有机的结合起来，我觉得还是能有一个不错的呈现结果的。我个人还是希望我刚刚提到的这些问题，它能够在续作当中有所改进吧。
And it's dead.
Natasha?
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now. Somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
call me 55223。
Bonus time.